What's going on, guys? Gomes here, back again on another MLB The Show 20 Diamond Dynasty video. The 9th inning program coming faster than Reese McGuire in a parking lot. This Friday, in fact, we're gonna have the 9th inning program, 3 brand new 99 overall bosses and some quite substantial henchmen or appetizers, if you will, alongside. And then, of course, Conquest Showdown, everything of that sort. That's gonna be on Friday, the 2nd of October. And of course, what would Gomes be without predicting these last time? For the record, 66.6666% right. Of course, it is repeated, but we're gonna have to say at least more than 3 for holy purposes. So yeah, we're gonna be predicting these. I think this is gonna be the best program yet. Little spoiler, well, I guess the thumbnail's about as much fucking spoiler as you're gonna get, huh? This isn't a spoiler. Did you know I was gonna say this? Leave a like down below. That'd be really sweet. Subscribe to the channel. I would have kind thoughts in my heart for you if you did that. But here we go, on to this one. So a couple things that I do want to mention. First of all is there's really not that many choices for bosses, so it does make it easier for one like me trying to predict this and not get it wrong, because these are the big names that have not been bosses either this year or last year. Again, there's no reason to believe we're gonna have repeat bosses. We haven't seen any through, well, there's 8 programs, 24, quick maths, but there is basically, when it comes down to this, Willie Mays, Joey Votto, Jimmy Fox, Jason Giambi, Joe Morgan, Honus, Wagner, Ryan Braun, Willie Mays, Lefty Grove, Kenley Jansen, Craig Kimbrell, Dennis Eckersley, and Andrew Miller are the guys that deserve getting there. And there are some other current players such as Mookie Betts. I know you guys were just waiting me for to say that one, huh? Surprised you didn't see him in the thumbnail, I suppose. But yeah, there's not that many options. And also, one other thing to mention is they typically make these programs, these bosses, a certain way. By obtainability, of course, I'm referring to. So, one year they'll make one of these cards harder to get than a girl who declines your request to go on a date to Culver's and instead watches Storage Wars reruns. Happened to a friend, so clearly, but vice versa, you guys get the fucking point. They want to make cards hard to get one year, easier to get that the next year, basically is what I'm trying to get at right there. So guys like Willie Mays and Honus Wagner, who were really tough to get last year, one would think they'd be a bit easier this year to get. I think so too. I think Willie Mays is going to be in this program. I know I picked him to be an extreme. I think a lot of people expected him to be an extreme, maybe Griffey, a lot of those kind of guys, but not complaining about the rewards. They're good. Yelich, Pearson, and Gehrig are solid cards, but they aren't really top echelon endgame cards. There's a number of first basemen you can use. There's only about a couple outfielders that you can realistically say, without fucking lying, that are better than Willie Mays. So, Willie Mays, I think, has a great shot of being here. Of course, we know how good he is. 114, 117 on contact, 106, 118 power, 116 vision, 98 fielding, 95 arm, 92 speed. Spot a hole, I dare you, you cannot. He is the epitome of... I wouldn't say balanced, because that would imply that he is 80s on everything. He's a fucking monster at all facets of the game. He is the Swiss Army knife of Diamond Dynasty cards, or in real life too. He did play baseball. It's not just about some video game numbers on a screen, pixels that I'm looking at. But Willie Mays, of course, live series collection last year. I know some people are going to say he's a center fielder. Are we really going to see back-to-back center fielders? Why the fuck not? We saw it in the 3rd inning, in the 4th inning, with Shane Victorino and Jacoby Ellsbury. So that's no reason to believe they aren't going to repeat positions. I think Willie Mays has a great shot, and in general, if he doesn't get it, I always have a backup pick to kind of polish my record. If I mention him, I technically get credit for it, right? So we're going to be talking about Ryan Braun. And the only smaller thing than his testicles is his WAR this year at a crisp negative 0.2. But lucky for him, he did actually have a good MVP campaign, which he stole it from Matt Kemp, you steroid-tatting bitch. Anyway, okay, I know a lot of mixed reactions on Braun, but I do like his cards in the game, right? 104, 120, this is, of course, a signature from last year. I think it was at a SIG pack. 94, 108 power, 95 vision, 68 fielding, 74 speed. Obviously, this would not be a signature series card for Ryan Braun. Most what we've been seeing for guys that have been kind of recent getting these MVP cards, if they want an MVP, if that year's card is based off of it, they're making them an MVP series card. We saw it with Hornsby, we saw it with Harper this year. They're making them that way because they can make the cards better, opposed to just a signature series card, which obviously, Braun not being a 99, you have to do that. I'd of course want Willie Mays more, but Ryan Braun is, you know, kind of eligible too. I definitely could see that happening. My other position, my next one, is going to be Honus Wagner. Again, I really think they kind of have to put Willie Mays and Honus, you know, almost in the same program, so one kind of ties in with the other. It's like Tobias Harris and Boyan. It's a package deal. You gotta bring them together, like two nut sacks. They come as a package. Anyway, Honus Wagner, pretty much maxed out contact, 90s power, maxed vision, diamond defense, 96 speed, can play nearly everywhere on the diamond except for, you know, second base for some odd reason. You'd think he probably could play second base if he can play first, third, shortstop. I don't know, just whatever. He can't catch though. That's the major thing. Don't even try putting him behind the backstop. Gary Sanchez is going to block more balls than him, but a guy like Willie Mays, if you put him in this program, you have to put up good comp. A big contention of that we saw last year in the 6th inning program once we saw Griffey. We knew they had to really drop some good cards. They had Piazza and Jackie Robinson, in my opinion, 2 really good cards. And also the 5th inning this year, once we saw Mo and Poppy and Larry Walker, all 3 are good. They can't just have one be superior and everybody's picking that, or at least they don't want for that to happen. Honus Wagner, one of my favorite cards last year, has a great swing, especially for a legend. Sometimes they do have kind of awkward swings, but he does slap shit pretty damn hard. Looking at Jimmy Fox, this is what I think right now. I don't think we're going to see a pitcher this program. That's going to be what I'm going to be saying. So far, we have seen how many programs? So that's the 3rd inning program. I think that's it. Otherwise, we have been seeing a pitcher, either reliever or starter, in every other featured program. And it happened twice last year. So I think the trends are going to go the same. And I think this is going to be another offensive player, Jimmy Fox. The only problem with this card being here, of course, it makes sense. He was a BR reward last year, way late in the cycle. Would make sense to be here. Unfortunately, he's a first baseman. I know I've been shitting on getting first baseman a lot recently because we got Babe, we got Gehrig, I'm losing train of thought. We got a lot of fucking first basemen. You guys get the idea. We have too much to count. Too many to even put on our hands. You can't even lift this up. You have to take 2 trips. But Jimmy Fox, of course, is amazing. 115 power aside, 125 maxed out contact, more or less aside, 111 vision, silver defense at first base, 71 speed. Maybe can play catcher. Of course, we saw his 95 overall card last year. This one obviously cannot. If you can read, of course, it says only third base. I didn't blur anything out there. He cannot play catcher. I didn't do the Men in Black Will Smith would do on you. It didn't happen. He can't play catcher on this card, and I wouldn't expect them to have that option because, let's be fair, he'd be way too overpowered. He would be probably the best card of the game at his respective position, if not in general. This is a flex pick, though, because I think it's going to be some offensive player, obviously, as I mentioned. But Joe Morgan, I think, has a good shot here. And it wouldn't be this card. Again, I think they would make it a 1976 MVP year where he really killed righties. I would expect he would have, probably maxed out contact against righties and probably in the neighborhood of between 100 and 110 power against righties. His lefty splits, he only hit about 260 that year, so I think it'd probably be 70s aside if that's kind of being generous. And great defense at diamond, probably move his arm up above 80, nearly maxed out speed and maxed out vision again. I would be fine with that. It would be a cool card, and honestly, I would platoon that. It would be something I would use, whereas if you make it like this, I wouldn't use this Joe Morgan card how it currently is. But since most people run right-handers, I would definitely want that Joe Morgan for that specific reason, and they'd even give Honus a run, not Honus, Hornsby, Horny for Hornsby, would give him a run for his money. I do think there is a shot that we do get a pitcher, so I'm going to cover my arsehole right here. Lefty Grove, this is about the only starting pitcher that's really an option anymore, and that's kind of embarrassing to say. We got Walter Johnson kind of recently, and of course Kershaw, but if you think about the top starting pitchers, Bob Gibson, boss last year, kind of rules him out. Scherzer, already got a card. DeGrom, boss last year. A lot of the great pitchers, I can't even name them all. Cy Young, although I don't think anybody would really want a Cy Young here anyway. Would throw that bitch in the trash faster than moldy cheese. Lefty Grove, basically 2 changeups, a curveball, a slider, and a 4-seam. I think he would definitely, or maybe not definitely, I think he might have outlier quirk. We're going to have to wait and see. I didn't use this card last year. I'm not too sure how he plays. If you guys could attest, let me know in the comments section. But yeah, Lefty Grove. But I think if we do get a pitcher, it's more realistic that they probably give us a closer here. They give us a reliever, and I don't think there's anybody better at this point than Kenley Jansen that we're still waiting for. That isn't named Goose Gossage because he was a boss last year. So Jansen, a card a lot of people are waiting for. 90 plus on BB9 and control, which is the big key. Basically maxed out hitting K per 9 with the best repertoire you could ask for. He's a fucking monster by every stretch of the word monster. So Kenley Jansen would be really cool as well. And that's kind of what I'm thinking for the 9th inning program right now, which is, of course, going to be revealed on Friday. I would assume they're probably going to have a stream on Friday, which would make it a push to the button stream, or it might be Thursday. It might be a date. We're going to have to wait and see. They haven't announced anything yet, but do let me know in the comments section. Announce your predictions for the 9th inning program. Who do you guys want to see here? Like I mentioned, there isn't really that many great cards that they can still release that would kind of fit in the parameters of the featured programs to what we know them. I do still think there is going to be a Future Star program at some point featuring some mix of Adley, Lux, Wander, and Mackenzie Gore. I think that's probably going to be the case. I thought Nate Pearson might be in there, but obviously I don't think they're going to give us 2 Nate Pearsons. That wouldn't roll. We do have 2. Shut the fuck up. They do have 2 Nate Pearsons. Whatever. You guys get the point. Don't try to twist my words like that, but would really be cool to see a Honus. I know we just did get the Tatis, but again, Honus can play about everywhere except second base for some fucking reason, as we did see. And then, you know, of course, Willie Mays would be great as well. And I don't really care. I guess Jimmy Fox would be better than Joe Morgan for most people. But again, I really don't mind. Just give us Honus, Willie Mays. I won't even have to consider who that other third perpetrator is. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like down below. News coming tomorrow. Probably pack opening later. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Later, guys. I'm out. Yeet.